have been. I mean, it would have been interesting to see a Marvel character that's part of, that particular culture, how he became to be in the worlds of martial arts and all that. It would have been nice to see that. And given that he's going to have his own movie, it's going to be very interesting to see where they go with that. You also have the Eternals, which again, is almost as is the Eternals is going to be a. It's not going to be a wild card, but it will be something new because again, they're just throwing out. If they can do, like, I'm gonna say this, if Marvel was able to make the Guardians of the Galaxy successful, there's no telling they can do the exact same thing with the Eternals, because that was pretty much a gamble. The Guardians wasn't a team that no one was familiar with, but because they brought it out on the theaters and it did successful, anything's possible. Now, they did change up the tone of the movie, so it's not like how it was in the comics, but they did change up the tone to where it fit within the MCU, and I think that was pretty clever for them to do that. So with that, we're also getting the idea of the secret invasions. So the secret invasions was one of my favorite runs with Marvel. What it is that if you've seen Captain Marvel, you remember remember those green aliens, the Skrulls, that were shape-shifting into people. So the Secret Invasion the Skrulls played a big part in the Secret Invasion storyline, because this is where they came to Earth to infiltrate within Earth's government as heroes, learn all about the intel before they were ready to invade it. Because if it was said before that the Skrulls' homeworld was destroyed by the cosmic-eating Galactus himself, so they said that there was a prophecy where the Skrulls was going to find a new home, and that new home was going to be Earth. What little did they know was that Earth was housed by its mightiest heroes. So they knew that the Skrulls weren't going to be able to take down Earth's defenses, especially when you got teams like the Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Defenders. You also have beings like Doctor Strange. There was no way they can take them down. So the best way they thought it was, good for them to infiltrate was to kidnap one of each of the members of each team, along with the governments and all that, replace them with Skrulls so that way they can gain intel. Now, the difference with this is that Skrulls are very, very, very clever, because the thing is that once they kidnap you, they obtain all of your memories up until the time that they kidnap you. So it made it a lot harder for all the heroes in the Marvel Universe to figure out who was a Skrull. Nick Fury was one of the ones that figured out that, one of them were actually a Skrull. It was, I think in the comics it was Elektra, who turned out to be a Skrull. So this is where this is mostly where the downfall of S.H.I.E.L.D. came from, because they knew that they couldn't trust anyone. This is where a lot of the superhero teams could not trust each other due to the fact that one of them was posing as a Skrull. So with that, it caused a divide between Earth's heroes, almost similar to like what Ultron had did within. Well, Ultron pretty much did that, but Zemo kind of carried it out and divided the Avengers during Civil War. So it's almost similar to that. And when I first saw Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, a part of me thought that we was going to find out which character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe was a Skrull, because I know after Captain Marvel was shown, I knew that, somebody in the MCU is going to have to be a Skrull. And I felt like it was I had speculations of who it was going to be. Part of me thought it was either War Machine that was a Skrull, or Hawkeye was a Skrull. Like, I had a lot of speculations of who was a Skrull. So that was until when I saw Spider-Man Far From Home's end credit that it turned out that, Nick Fury and Maria Hill were Skrulls, and that the real Nick Fury was somewhere on a space station where he was going to take part of a new organization called SWORD, which is almost like S.H.I.E.L.D. on Earth, but they monitor anything outside of Earth, like any terrestrial beings coming to invade Earth, pretty much like that. So that was also mentioned within the WandaVision show with Monica Rambeau. So if you haven't seen it, I would advise, because I know whatever goes on in the Disney Plus show is actually going to show. It's going to have It's going to have an impact when you go see the movies, because the movies and the Disney Plus TV shows all tie in now. So I would advise that you guys watch that. So again, the Secret War is going to be something huge. It's something that it's probably going to be divided up into two parts. Maybe this time they can do where they haven't, like, if they were to do the Secret Wars movie, Avengers Secret Invasion, then you can have these, the plus shows have like some kind of impact on like how they coping with the whole aliens taking over, shape shifting into different people, and people can't really determine who is a Skrull, who isn't, because again, like I had said, that once a Skrull kidnaps you, it obtains all your memories upon before kidnapping. So anything after that, they can pretty much play it off just like that. And one big thing I could see them doing coming some years down the road, once they finish the Secret War storyline, excuse me, they could do the Secret Wars. Now, Secret Wars is almost equivalent to DC's Crisis on Infinite Earths. This is where a being called the Beyonder had found a way to pull pieces of worlds and mash them together and called it Battle World. This is actually where, and this is for people that don't know, Battle World was the first place where Peter Parker came in contact with the Venom symbiote. A lot of people may think that Peter Parker came in contact with the symbiote because the symbiote crash landed on Earth, and that's how he, had history with it. But truth to be known was that when Spider-Man donned the black suit, it was actually because he was on Battle World. Then Battle World, this is where they pulled different dimensions. They also put New York, Wakanda, Kunlun, Egypt. They put all these worlds. They even put Asgard on there at one point. They bring everything together into one singular world. This is for the Beyonder to test and see, because to him this was kind of like an experiment to see like how Battle World will turn out to be. And this is where we saw the characters like, Emperor Doom controlling army of Thors. This is where Reed Richards was trying to figure out a way to fix Battle World by putting all the worlds back together. So this could be kind of like a climax, if you want to say, to the MCU, because I'm not sure that they would probably go beyond like maybe 20, 30 years, 40 years down the road, but they could do like some kind of climax with the Battle World thing, and then possibly for a conclusion, they could probably just do the whole Galactus thing, because I'm kind of waiting to see where they're going to bring Galactus in this, because you know what? Now that I think about it, I would want to see how they would portray Galactus, because given the MCU's track record, they have a way of changing up a character's motive, changing up their personality. They don't really always be exactly how they are in the comics. So they may make him into like some kind of a Renaissance type of guy before he devours the Earth or something like that. I'm pretty sure they'll do something to make Galactus a little bit related, because what they did with Thanos, how Thanos acted in the movies is not exactly how he acted in the MCU. They actually made him more cynical, more relatable, where in the comics he was more of a crazy tyrant. So again, lots to see, lots of possibilities, lots of story, character development, character introductions, I would say, in the MCU. And with the rise of X-Men and Fantastic Four, Deadpool, all that, now we get to, expand a little bit more, see what's going on with that. I don't know if I miss anything. I don't think that I'm missing anything so far that I can think of. I know I've mentioned a lot of the Secret Invasion, Secret Wars, the Young Avengers, New Avengers. Oh, and also, if they go down this route, it would be nice to see the Dark Avengers. The Dark Avengers is pretty much an evil mirror of the original Avengers. This team consisted of the Iron Patriot, not the one from Iron Man 3 with War Machine or Rhodey donning that suit. It's actually, which I don't know how they're going to bring him in it, but they had Iron Patriot, they had Wolverine's son, Daken. Excuse me again, y'all. They had Wolverine's son, Daken. They had Scorpion don the Venom costume. They also had Black Knight. It's possible. It's a possibility. And for those who don't know who the Iron Patriot was that I was talking about, the person inside that was Norman Osborn. He was actually part of the Dark Avengers. which we have not yet seen an introduction of him in the MCU just yet. Which it kind of felt off when we first saw Spider-Man: Homecoming that there was no mention of Oscorp or his best friend Harry, or how did Peter get his his powers, because everything about Peter's powers came from Oscorp, and taking that away is like taking away, it's like, it's like taking away Wayne Industries for for Bruce Wayne to be Batman. It plays a pivotal role to that. So, yeah, so it'd be nice to see that. And also, we also may get a chance to see the Thunderbolts with General Ross as Red Hulk. And with the inclusion of Deadpool, he'll probably be part of that. The Netflix character Punisher was also in there. And I don't know, it may be a possibility we'll see Elektra in there too. And maybe Bucky. Well, I don't highly doubt that Bucky will be part of excuse me. I highly doubt that Bucky would actually be part of the Thunderbolts, because it's like Bucky's trying to redeem himself from all the crimes that he committed with as being the Winter Soldier. So I highly doubt that he'll join something like that. But that would be interesting to see. We'll see, different teams of the Avengers. We'll also get to see Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. So again, I'm very excited to see where we're gonna go with that. Again, God, I'm very excited. Like, I really like to see exactly where Marvel's gonna go with this. It's right, and I'm gonna say this, like, I don't really like the animated shows of Marvel. Like, I kind of wish they brought back Earth's Mightiest Heroes. That was I will say it was my favorite, but as far as my favorite animated team is, of course, Justice League. Hands down. But I did like Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I didn't like that they had to revamp and change everything, call it Avengers Assemble. Now we just have like these watered down versions of the characters on these shows, and it's just like, I don't want to watch them. So I'm not bashing on it. It's just, again, I actually like Marvel animation. It's just, I just wish that after Earth's Mightiest Heroes, they could have did something better. But they did, or better yet, maybe we could start a petition and have do what we did with Young Justice and like rewatch it and say, look, we want y'all to finish up this series. Like, we want to see where you go with that. There's actually one character I didn't mention. It's possibility that even though he was never mentioned, his name was never mentioned, he was never shown, but we did see like a glimpse statue of him in Thor Ragnarok, and that's Beta Ray Bill. Man, it would be nice to see Beta Ray Bill in the MCU, because that man is a beast. He could actually beat Thor. And for those who don't know, Beta Ray Bill is a Corbinite. He's also another character in not the MCU. He's another character in the Marvel universe who's able to lift Mjolnir. And that's mostly surprising to Thor, because when Thor first encountered Beta Ray Bill, they kind of got into a quarrel. Somehow Corbin is the race, not his name. Beta was able to lift Mjolnir, which surprises Thor, because Thor at the time thought that he was the only being worthy enough to lift Mjolnir. But it comes to find out that he's not alone now. It's before Captain America, Beta Ray Bill was another character that could actually lift Mjolnir. And so with that, it also gave the introduction of the new Thor, but it gave a introduction to Beta Ray Bill wielding a new hammer, which goes by the name of Stormbreaker, not the Stormbreaker in MCU. Stormbreaker originally from the comics actually belonged to Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill actually gave it the name Stormbreaker because it was almost similar to Thor's hammer Mjolnir. But the MCU, they tend to change up stuff. So again, I would like to see this direction of the character. Maybe they'll introduce him in Thor: Love and Thunder. Hopefully, we may get a glimpse of the Corbinites, because the Corbins are like, given Beta Ray Bill, he's almost as identical of Steve Rogers if you consider it a super soldier, because it was said that Corbin did take on an experiment to become part of the Corbinite as a Corbinite soldier. So again, this could possibly make Corbin equivalent to Captain America as far as a super soldier type. And plus, he was only trying to defend his people. So that's what makes him worthy. So again, guys, I would love to see what the MCU is going to do. I would love to see all the characters they're going to bring in. Just stay tuned, because I'm gonna be talking to you guys about. Excuse me, y'all. I was feeling fine earlier. I don't know what's going on with me right now, but we're gonna be talking. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about like some other Marvel characters, some other storylines that we're possibly going to be seeing later on down the road with the MCU. What other movies we're possibly going to see. We're also going to be talking about Spider-Man: No Way Home because I've been seeing a lot of that, and it seems like this movie is going to be pretty much big as far because it's getting a lot of talks, people talking about it a lot. So we're going to be talking about that as well. So just stay tuned, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel because again, I'm going to be here. We're going to be nerding it out. And I want to be sure that you guys know this before y'all go into the theaters or the TV shows and be like, so who is this character? What's his role in here? And what powers set does he have? So don't worry, I'm gonna be able to educate you guys on who's who at the matter. But I hope you guys like that. I kind of did some to my portraits over there. I got that here. Of course, I got my Superman, and then I got my Batman, and I also got Miles Morales Spider-Man. If you actually hold on for a moment, I want to show you these other ones that I have. Let me get this real quick. So with that, I also got these right over here. I got the Avengers. This is actually from the Avengers game, and then I also have the Miles Morales Spider-Man game, which I'm going to get that. So I'm still in the process of decorating, but soon eventually this whole place is going to be nerded out. Okay, it's going to be nerded out, and I cannot wait. So I've already got me some more portraits. I even got me a little tall figurine because I found that in the store, and I'm gonna get that. Well, actually, I've already gotten it, so it's coming. So guys, just stay tuned. I'm gonna show you guys, a lot of that, yada yada woo woo and all that. So, hope you guys all have a wonderful, awesome, tacular day on a Sunday. Come on, go ahead and get some air out there. Feel free to feel free to grab some of that sunlight so that way it just gives you some of that energy to go out and power walk your dog, ride a bicycle, go fishing, Summer's always here. So, again, have an awesome, tacular day, everybody. Bye-bye, and always be Kent.